Hello, all you bowling junkies out there. Tonight I am going to throw one practice game, and I will be throwing the Altered Reality the first 5 frames. And the second half of the game, I will be throwing the Rawhammer Pearl. I'm not shooting for score, but I'm going to try different lines. Second arrow, third arrow. Little inside from where I usually play. Typically, I'm around the 7-8 board, just inside of the first arrow, and that's my comfort zone, and I'm trying to get better being outside of my comfort zone. So, with that being said, take a look here and see how we're looking here. I went up. Had somebody on each side of me. Well, not on lane 13, but 11 and 12, there were some people. And then towards the end, somebody showed up on 15. But I think I was done before they got started. But so you see the Altered Reality there. This first ball, I think I threw it my normal 7-8 board. Second arrow, maybe. Yeah, 7-8 board. Didn't quite come back for me. Got it out a little bit too far. Didn't come back. That was my first shot. I had no warm-up shots. Typically, I've been starting recording like the second frame, so I get a couple warm-up shots. Tonight, I decided to just show you everything. So that was my very first ball thrown tonight. I got no warm-ups, no loosen up, nothing. And here I'm using the Altered Reality. Center type pins, I use my strike ball. So the 4, 6, 7, 10, any of those pins or any combination of those pins, I'll use my spare ball. Anything inside of that, I typically just use my strike ball. And I'm already home. I've already bowled my league after this. So I'll talk about my league a little bit here in between shots. This shot here, I think it was second arrow. And yeah, second arrow. Came in nicely, drove through nicely, finished nicely. The ball dropped off right in the middle of the pin deck, which is what you want, right between the 8 and 9 pin. You'll see later with the Rawhammer Pearl, the ball was deflected on a couple of shots. I struck on a couple of them, but the ball still deflected and dropped off right around the 8 pin, which isn't ideal. That's when you start leaving corner pins. For me, 7 pins usually. So you want to keep an eye on that. Watch for where that ball exits the pin deck. When you start getting deflection is when you start leaving. Now that was a third arrow. Didn't quite come back, but I didn't really know where to stand because that was the first shot I threw there tonight. So that was just kind of an educated guess as where to stand. If I would have moved about a board or two, maybe 2 boards left, that probably would have been right in the pocket. So, yeah, you want to watch where it exits the pin deck. If you get deflection, you'll see it for right-handers. It'll exit the pin deck near the 9 pin, and you'll start leaving 10 pins. See, that was also used my strike ball for that. League tonight was kind of funky. My accuracy was off. I started out first game with the Altered Reality, and I tugged a bunch of shots. I struck every ball in the left frame, no strikes in the right or left lane, no strikes in the right lane. But even probably half of those strikes were Brooklyn's because I kept tugging my shots and just struggled with accuracy. And watch this ball here. That was a third arrow and didn't even make it back to the head pin. The lanes were pretty wet tonight, a lot more oily than I'm used to. But yeah, second game I switched to my Brunswick Igniter, and I went outside trying to run right up around the 7 board, getting in some of that dry stuff. and my accuracy was better, but I had no carry. And I thought, my accuracy was off tonight, so it wasn't just me, or part of it was me, but both teams struggled tonight. We have a guy on our team tonight with a 208 average, another guy 198, and then me at 197. In the first two games, we had no 200s. The third game, we had two 200s, but that's really rare for us. And one of the teammates commented, I think it was the second game, by the fifth frame, we only had 6 strikes as a team, which is really odd. You saw that ball deflected a little bit. It exited just closer to the 8 pin, and you see I left the 7 pin. Doesn't always happen. You can still strike and have some deflection, but when you start seeing that deflection and leaving the corner pin, then you need to do something. And here I am with my 7 pin, just barely got that. I missed my mark I was aiming for about the 16, 17 board. I think I crossed about the 20 board, so I missed my mark by about 3 boards on that one, 3 to 4 boards. But I still covered it. I was 4 for 4 tonight on 7 pins in league. Here you see me switching to the raw hammer pearl. I just switched my thumb insert. So this ball, I think I strike here on the first one, but you'll see the ball deflect. You'll watch it exit right about where the 8 pin is. See the second arrow, hit the pocket, nice pocket hit. Didn't deflect too bad, but just a little bit. So that wasn't too bad of a shot. I'd be happy with that one. I'd wait and see what would happen on the next one. If it deflected again, then I'd want to think about a change. Either changing my line, moving a little bit. I'd want to look at something that's not going to deflect as much. This ball here, don't remember what this one did. Second arrow again, a little bit light, and you see it definitely deflected there. And I left the 10 pin. But that one had more deflection, it was a little bit light. So back to my league. Second game I used the Brunswick Igniter. Accuracy was a little bit better, but I had no carry. Third game I switched to the raw hammer pearl, thinking a little bit more entry angle might help with my carry, and it didn't help either. I ended up with a 186, 199, 165. You see corner pin here, 10 pin, so I use my spare ball. Yeah, we lost the first 2 games. We may have got bumped out of first place, I don't know. We won the third game. Guy beside us, in the pair beside us, has a 220 average, was using his spare ball, and I asked him why. He's a pretty high rev one-hander. And I'd asked him why, and he said he couldn't get any carry with anything else. Now that ball drove through the pins, exited right in the center. If you want to go back and rewind and watch it again, ball exited, it drove straight through, no deflection at all on that one. But he said he couldn't get any carry with his strike ball, so he was using a spare ball. Said it was the only thing he could get carry with. The other team that we bowled against left, I think, 5, 7, 10 splits tonight. They're a pretty good team. This one here, I think I strike, but it deflects. Yeah, a little bit light, and it deflected a little bit. So that's what I watch for. I watch where my ball exits the pin deck. I try to watch the 7 pin also to see, just in case I leave a 7 pin, I try to watch it to see was it a ring 7 or a flat 7, but it's hard to see both. So I usually watch where the ball exits the pin deck. I know if it starts deflecting, I need to either change balls, remove my line, do something. That ball, I just messed it up. This is the 10th frame here. Screwed up that ball. And you'll see on my spare here, I did the same thing. I was aiming for about the 16 board, and I threw it right across about the 1920, but I still covered the 4-7. Just barely, not the way I wanted to, but so you see back to the tees on the plastic ball. This is my last shot. So yeah, that's a tip. Just watch where your ball exits the pin deck. And go back and watch the video again, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So again, thanks for watching. This will be the last video for a while. I'm going in for surgery next week, and I'll be out for probably 3 to 4 weeks. So probably won't get any videos for me for a while. So thanks again, and see you guys later. Bye.